warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my science room. In this video, I will talk about the second part of sex education. We will talk about body basics. I will talk about the main parts of male and female reproductive systems and how they work. Why we should learn and talk about that? Because I know that you are now in the teenager's age and there are some parts of your body that changes. I can make sure that you have a question. Is that normal? Yes, I talk about body basics because I will help you to choose and to determine how the way to keep the health of your body that changes during the puberty age. And also, I will help you to make a decision about your relationship. What's reproductive system? It is the part of our body which changing during the puberty age and also used to make a baby. Our reproductive system is not only in the outside that we can see, but also in the inside that also very important. I will talk and explain about some terms such as penis and vagina that maybe it can make you laugh or make you awkward, but it's normal. We should know the terms with the correct word, and there is no any funny things about these terms. Let's start from the male reproductive system from the outside. In the outside of male reproductive system, there are penis and scrotum. Penis comes from some shapes and sizes: short, long, skinny, and wide. What's in the inside? This is the part of male reproductive system if we cut him right down in the middle. I labeled the penis and the scrotum. Actually, what's the function of male reproductive system? The main function of male reproductive system is to produce sperm, and the size of sperm is a very tiny size, which have function to make a baby. Let's talk about the function of the inside of male reproductive system. Start from testicle or testis. The function of it is to produce sperm. And then the second is epididymis. The function is to store sperms until they are ready to deliver. The third is vas deferens, which has function as the tunnel for the sperms to travel when they are ready to be used. And the fourth is prostate and seminal vesicle that use to nutrients and floods the sperms, so it has energy to keep moving for their long journey. And number 5 is urethra, which is the tunnels for the sperms and urine to deliver and as the way out of urine and also sperms, but in the different times. Female reproductive systems. The main function of female reproductive systems is to produce ovum or eggs and to deliver it until they meet with sperm to make a baby. The size of ovum is very tiny, about the width of a piece of hair, and it's much larger than the sperms. What's in the outside? There are some parts such as clitoris, labia, hymen, urethra, vagina, and anus. The outside part of female reproductive systems comes from some shapes and sizes. This is what the inside of female reproductive system if we cut him halfway between front and back. The first is ovary. This is like the factory of ovum or eggs. And then the second is fallopian tube. This is the long tunnel for the ovum to travel to go down to the uterus, and also this is the meeting point of ovum and sperms if there is a fertilization process. And the third is uterus. Uterus is the place for the baby to grow up if there is a fertilization process. And then uterus is built up by the lining, and if there is no any fertilization, it will be sheds and heads up through the vagina. And the last is cervix, and this is the part which separates the vagina and uterus. Let's back to the outside of female reproductive systems. From the labia. The function of labia, this is as the protective flaps that keeps out the germs. And the second is urethra. Urethra is not the part of reproductive systems because this is the way for the pee to comes out from our body. And this is the different way with the vagina. The third is hymen, which is a skin that protect the vagina in the outside. And next is clitoris. This is the sensitive area. And the last is anus. This is the way for the residue from the digestive system to comes out. So that's all about body basics for reproductive systems. So I hope after you learn about this, you know more and you know deeply about the sensitive parts for your body, and you should know how the way to keep it healthy so they always do their functions well. And for especially for the teenagers, don't worry if there is something changes with your organs, your body during the puberty age, because it's very normal. The important is you should know how to keep the health of that part, so they always do their functions in a good way. I think that's all for me. We will continue at the next videos to talk about puberty and how the characteristics. Thanks, I hope it's useful for you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.